What's up, Gooner Squad? I want to talk about young love. Young love. I'm sorry, that was stupid. My brother, right? Oh man. He's 16. His girlfriend's 15, I think. Right. Their relationship, they've been in a relationship for a long time. I think it's been like a year almost. No, it's been like 6 to 8 months maybe. But they both had problems with cheaters in their life, right? They've both been cheated on in their life. My brother's girlfriend, my brother's ex, or like not ex, but like a person that they were interested in each other, right? She went crazy, and so she started posting pictures of her and my brother in my brother's new girlfriend's TikTok comments. And my brother's girlfriend was like, "Oh, who's this bitch who's posting comments of pictures of you and her together?" And obviously she doesn't believe my brother because my brother, she's just been cheated on before, so she has trust issues, And essentially she wants to break up with my brother. My mom says, "Oh, just leave her, right? Just leave her because she's insecure and it's only going to break the relationship." But I say, if you really love each other, if you really, really love each other, you will fight through this insecurity. You will fight the problem to come together again, much better, stronger bond. Here's the thing, right? If you're young and you're in a relationship, right? And when I say young, I mean like, well, it can mean two different things, right? If you're like, so if this is like your second relationship, chances are it might not go great because you both have more to learn. But if you're older, there's more maturity to it. So a lot of variables come into it, right? But if you're young, right? So I say young, I say like 17 to like 15 to 17 and below, right? If your relationship, right, and you're 17 years old or below, I would say don't stress about the relationship not working. And when I say like that, I don't mean it like oh, you're doomed to fail. I mean it like you are young and you may not feel like it, but you have so many more relationships in the future and you're gonna learn a lot more. Doesn't mean you gotta end your relationship. Don't end it. But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So be it, I remember when my first relationship, like actual, like, not on the phone, not long distance. It was actual, we got to see each other a lot. But, oh, my back. We would see each other and here and there, and eventually it just ended. I forgot why. I think we just didn't want to be together. He's like, oh, whatever. I remember my dad telling me, he's like, don't worry, she's one of many. In that moment, I was young and I was sensitive and mature. I was like, fuck you. What do you mean that's some dick move to say to, some girl that I loved? I mean, it's just true, but it's the truth. That's one relationship of many. You're gonna have a lot more chances and relationships with people in the future. You have time to fuck up, and that is what makes you so fortunate, right? Is that you have time to make mistakes and learn from them, right? Older people, we don't have time to make mistakes, right? Like me, if I want to get back with my ex, which I hope I will, I can't fuck up again, you know, because we don't have the time to fuck up, right? Essentially, we only have time to put into ourselves, to a career. Like, that's, you know, I'm at the ripe age of 21. This is where I need to make a career for myself, you know. I don't have the time to fuck up in a relationship if I want it to work, you know. But when you're younger, you have all the time in the world to fuck up. You can fuck up as much as you want, but as long as you learn from it, obviously. But I remember telling my brother, I was like, because my mom told him, my mom's like, her insecurities, Jake, are going to become a really big issue for your relationship. And I said, Jake, tell your girlfriend, tell her, like, the problem is not her, the problem is the insecurity. And if you guys are willing to together tackle the insecurity, your relationship will flourish for years to come. You guys will have a stronger bond, where you have a better relationship at the end. And it's true, right? There's this quote, I forgot from who, but they essentially said, any relationship will work out as long as you both are willing to mold yourselves to become the puzzle pieces you need, right? Essentially saying, if you're willing to change your curves and shapes, you both can fit like puzzle pieces together, right? But if you both are not willing to change and, you know, get this job or quit that job or stop doing this habit or stop doing that, then you won't work, right? Because you're closed-minded. You're too high of an ego. This kind of reminds me of my dad, right? My dad, which is surprising that his relationship is gone. They're married now, which is crazy. My dad's remarried. But it's crazy to me how he's in a full-on relationship. He's got a wife, and she doesn't speak much English. She's Brazilian. And you know, people always say, like, oh, why don't you learn Brazilian so you can communicate with her better? And my dad always says, she's in my country, she learns my English. If I go to Brazil, I gotta learn Brazilian. And, like, yeah, it's true, but, like, when the fuck are you ever gonna go to Brazil? We don't have the money to go to Brazil. But that shows me that, you know, he's got a closed mind, right? Which is saying, like, you know, he's not willing to change himself for her, right? So the relationship ends up being very, very one-sided here and there. It's not kind of like a mutual teamwork kind of thing, right? But yeah, young love, man. Young love is different because, like I said, you just got more time to fuck up. You know, you don't have to worry about a perfect relationship. That can happen in years' time. But, you know, if you're in a relationship now, just focus. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not a couples therapist, but I hope this helped in any way. But I just want to share this experience I had with my brother, because it hit him really hard, and I know how stressful it is, you know, especially if your partner is very codependent and insecure about things, which is normal. We're human. We're insecure. We're about different things. It's okay. But it's important to realize that the problem in the relationship doesn't lie on the person. It lies on the person's possessions, right? So if someone's anxious or insecure, the problem isn't them. It's their anxiety or it's their insecurities. That's their problem. And you both need to tackle the problem together, right? My mom's way of thinking of things, she's very closed-minded and stubborn. She thinks of things in a way, it's where, like, she's had plenty of partners in the past, right? After my dad they divorced. She's had, like, maybe 3 partners, if I can remember correctly. 3 partners. And the relationships have lasted, one lasted a long time, but the other two have lasted very little because they have underlying mental conditions, right? So one guy's a bodybuilder, IFBB pro, and he literally was so jacked, and he was super nice, but I guess he had bipolar disease, right? So he had BPD or whatever, BPD, mood swings, right? And it's because of all the drugs he was taking, like steroids and you know, testosterone replacement, all these things. But he needed those to go compete, get money to compete, right? What was I gonna say? So I guess she sent him to a therapist, and she manipulated him, and she said, well, come back to when you're done with therapy and you're better. What bullshit is that? If you want the relationship to work together on it. I don't get that whole mentality of like, oh, I don't like this one thing about you, so get out of my face. Like what? If they're not perfect, you're not gonna date them? No one's perfect, man. And if you like them for like of their appearance, go for it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. I don't understand it at all. Like this woman, my ex, right? I knew she was so flawed. I knew she had like a depression or like some, you know, it was tough on her mentally, a day-to-day basis. And I saw her flaws. But to me, you know, her soul, like I was drawn to her soul. Like I loved her. Like I wanted my soul to hug. I wanted our atoms to fuse. Like that's how much I love her, right? I didn't care about the flaws. I didn't care about, oh, she has 6 cats I'm allergic to. Oh shit, I'm never dating you again. No. The cats are an issue if I'm loving her, I'm loving her as a whole, right? That's kind of my thing. Like if you love someone, you have to love them as a whole. And that is what people don't really get nowadays. Like I remember, because her family is, you know, native tongue is Spanish, right? Native language is Spanish. I remember one time her whole entire like family, or like, you know, most of her immediate family was there, aunts, uncles, tias, and abuelo, and I remember going over there, and see, like my mom would be like, I don't want to learn different language for you, so I'm gonna dump you now. But me, I'm like, oh my god, new language, I can meet new people, I can see what people are like from that country, I can see different cultures, I can see the food, right? Like I'm open-minded to different possibilities, new encounters, new experiences, new people. And that is why, I don't know, I'm going with that, but that's what's so beautiful about it, right? When you love someone, you love the whole of them. You don't just love their looks or their voice, you love them for who they are. You love them, and you love their surrounding environment around them, because that is what made them them, right? But yeah, hope this helped. I'm low on gas. I'm going home. Love all you guys. Be safe, be well, be blessed, be happy. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. You know who you are. I love you. Mi amor. May God lift your thoughts up if they get heavy. Amen. Too much. Bye-bye.